Yo, it's a girl Intra, and I have returned to this peculiar platform. I didn't want to do a tutorial today because honestly I feel like people are turning to me as some source of perfectly articulate, incredibly useful information, and I've been a bit anxious about posting tutorials because I've just been overthinking it too much. But soon, I reckon I'll be putting some stuff out soon. I've got like 2-3 videos kind of half filmed which I'll work on in the next couple weeks and get them out as soon as I possibly can. But for today we're doing a completely different, more chill video. And before anyone says anything, I've had a camera this whole time. I just choose to use this webcam because I love the quality. But like, I thought, let me bring out the camera again for this video. For today, I just wanted to do a little setup tour because I get asked this all the time. What kind of equipment am I using for my work? And there's a small surprise, mainly for me. Not only am I doing a setup tour, I'm actually unboxing a nice piece of equipment to add to my entourage of technological trinkets and accessories. Ha ha ha! This was a gift from Goose, Mr. Goose. Thank you so much. And I'm so incredibly grateful because I've been saying for ages that I wanted to get a curved display. I'm gonna get like a curve, right when my YouTube paycheck comes through.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get, which is never at this point. I'm literally still broke. I'm gonna get like one of them curved PC displays.
If you're recording videos, it'd be proper good for you.
Yeah, innit? Yeah, oh, it actually would. And here we finally have it. Let me just scooch over a little bit. So I'm gonna be opening this and adding it to my whole setup, and we're just gonna walk through it. Why is it a European cable? Oh, there's two. Okay. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Wow. Okay, sir. Okay. I have to say like stock phrases when I'm excited, or like I just always say the same things. Anywho, woo! Oh, this is so lovely. Again, big thank you to Mr. Goose, because this is just gonna be really helpful for me to make videos so that I never have my face in the middle of the screen for tutorials again. I can see on my other monitor what's going on. But let's get her set up. It's a very beautiful piece of engineering, but let's get her set up in situ. Yeah, we're just gonna do that real quick. Okay, so the screw comes with a transformer screw. The screen comes with a transport. The screen doesn't have the transformer inside it, which is a bit of a pain. That means like if I do want to use this screen somewhere else, I can't just bring an ordinary like power supply cable. But that's okay. I'm not being picky. It's just one thing I noticed. But that's alright. It's all good. Anyway, let's get her plugged in and sort it. Oh, okay. Now you see there's one problem. I don't have any other HDMI cables, and I thought this would have come with some, you know. I spoke too soon. Came with them. Beautiful. Screen time. I need to change my display. You can change them round like this and apply it. So now that's my primary monitor, that's my secondary monitor. That is so nice. Oh, I missed having 2 displays. I'm gonna move you over here as well. I need to do something. Alright, so I've got everything set up. and I'm just going to talk you through my setup bit by bit and talk to you about the everything that what it does. So this is an overview of my setup. So we'll start on the left here. This is the HyperXQuadcast S. Just like a sick mic with a really cheap stand. I unboxed it on my Patreon. Well, it's a pretty good mic, but I need to learn like how to do audio processing and all of that jazz. And it's got a really basic, crappy little stand. Oh, while I'm here, to be honest, I'll talk about my laptop as well. I've got a terribly old little Lenovo ThinkPad. I don't even know what year it is. I'm gonna put it in, but I adore this laptop. The keyboard is broken, so I have to use the hang on. I have to use this little red dot to operate it. But yeah, this is my laptop. I added some more RAM to it, so it should work pretty well. But yeah, that's my laptop. I'll just close that for now. Anyway, so we've got my second monitor, which I just got, and I'll put all the specifications, and then my first monitor that I've had for ages. I've got this like really clickety mechanical keyboard by Dell. Let me just focus this. Yeah, it just makes like, I think it's pretty satisfying noises. You might be wondering what this little thing here is, and I'm gonna make a proper video about it, but this is a toolbox. When I'm deep in focus and I don't want to be doing all my keyboard shortcuts and jumping around from numpad to side to left to right to left, I'll be using this. We've got the JBL Extreme 2, which is my sound device, which is what I operate from if I want out loud audio. Or I've got my Studio Audio Text MX50s. This is like, I have to remember everything. And then I've got like an old little Microsoft mouse. To be fair, I do want to upgrade my keyboard, but that's not really like important at the moment. But the mouse is like a little Microsoft mouse and all that. And then obviously I got the PC, got a little battery charging station up there. But I guess what everyone actually wants to know is what's in there, to be honest. That's the most exciting, crucial piece. So I think we're gonna go through everything inside my case, and I'll like take it out a bit so we can like proper have a good rummage through. Oh, and one more thing, I just want to show you my excellent cable management that I've got going on. And as you can see, all these cables are literally like perfectly arranged. I just feel like cable management is really important and it's often overlooked. Anyway, let's look in the case. I'm gonna just... Starting with the case, I got the pretty decent like mid-tower case from Thermalite, and the airflow is like we've got some stuff at the bottom, some grates on the side and the top and the front. To be fair, airflow is actually pretty good. It's all made of mesh. You can do liquid cooling with it if you want to, because you got like the top is, you know, whatever. So my CPU is a Intel Core i7 8th generation processor. I wish I could get like a better processor, but my motherboard probably won't be able to handle that. I'm at the point where my build is actually okay and I want to upgrade it just to get extra stuff like more cores, more hyper-threaded, more all of that jazz. And I know I don't really essentially need it right now, but anyone who's into like PCs and stuff knows that when you start, you actually can't stop. Like, you just want to keep upgrading your little baby as much as you can. Speaking of the motherboard, I've got the 2370 XP SLI, and I got that again in 2017. Yeah, 2 M.2 supported slots. If you're getting a new motherboard, I'd probably recommend ROG series. They have really good boards. And if you're into all the RGB stuff, it comes with like inbuilt RGB, and they're just pretty great. They're for gamers mainly, but obviously gaming PCs are just powerful beasts, so it will be good either way. And so speaking of M.2, I can't keep saying speaking as like a segue into what I want to say. Anyway, that thing over there, that's my boot drive, and it's a 1TB M.2 SSD. These are so good. Like, I know they kind of became popular maybe last year or something, and I got one last year. They're so good. They boot so quickly, you can't even get into the BIOS that quick. They're just so good. So if you're building a PC, don't get like a big SSD as your boot drive. Get an M.2. I'm probably going to get another one because there's like another spot for like another one, like down there somewhere. Yeah, like my C drive, everything is on there, and it's like 5 times faster than like your average SSD or like the old generation SSDs, and it can literally like transfer like 35 gigabytes per second within itself. So when you transfer to like a file storage device which isn't M.2, it's gonna be slower, but like still your boot is gonna be so fast. And so onto the RAM situation. Right, before anyone roasts me, I got 4 sticks of RAM in there, and it's basically 48 gigabytes of RAM, but I've heard some bad things about 48 gigabytes basically not enabling dual channel performance. So I probably will take out 2 of the sticks and downgrade back to 32 because that might be better for my setup. But I had some more RAM lying around, so I just wanted to put it in, but hey, I might take it out. But I think anyone building a PC, all you need is 16. 16 is the general standard for productivity and like rendering and design and stuff like this. 16 is a really good starting point which will last you a really long time. And RAM is one of those things where like you don't really need that much of it. You don't really need that much of it. I'd say if you're looking to invest in stuff that will like greatly improve the performance of your computer, your CPU and your GPU need to be on fire. And if you are going to get RAM, get less but of good quality RAM. Mine's DDR Corsair LPX DDR4 Vengeance series of RAM. It's not the best, you can definitely get better quality RAMs, but definitely go smaller, higher quality rather than loads less quality, because that's always a good shout for building anything that you want to have a good longevity. So onto the beauty of the machine, the quiet little beauty I got going on in here. So you might have seen my previous video a few months ago when I got my 3070 in the post and I installed it chaotically. I'll put that video over there. Yeah. Before I was working with a 1050, I think, is that right? A GTX 1050, which I've since given away to someone. It is a beautiful card, very quiet. I don't really know what else to say about it, but that's what I'm running in my PC. That is a tour of my setup. I don't really think there's anything more to say. One thing I will add is, I say it a lot, but people with MacBooks and laptops that are working, these devices aren't optimized for 3D, and that is probably the most annoying gatekeeping thing about 3D graphics, is that there is a barrier to entry, which is money, which is having PCs, computers. All of these things you see here, I didn't just buy them in one day. It's been 4 years of saving up and buying one piece at a time and growing the collection of equipment and tools. So don't be disheartened. I understand it is such a frustrating barrier to want to create, but you're in a situation where your tools aren't capable of matching the desire you have to make things. I applaud and respect all the people that are working with equipment that is not as helpful as it could be. But I might make a video soon, like a guide to like a really good entry-level PC setup build for people that really want to get into this and have limited budget. But for now, I hope this was helpful. I want to 100% thank everyone that has stuck around, even though I haven't made a video in so long. I've just been chilling. I'm really ready to like throw myself back into working, back into making useful resources, and I'm not going to be shy or like embarrassed if I say things wrong, because we're all natural humans. So I think that's enough of blah, 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 blah. Shout out to my Patreons, you guys are mad. Thank you for supporting me financially in all the wacky things that I do, and I'm just infinitely grateful for everyone that has ever wanted to pay any attention to me. I don't know what's wrong with you, but anyway, have a good one. Sleep well. Work well. Get the things I need to do. If you've been on YouTube for a few hours, get off YouTube. Go and live your life. I know it's hard, but let me be that motivation. Go and make a render. Go do something. Alright. I will see you all very, very soon.